I will call the Pickleball City Council meeting for Thursday, October 24th to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Councilman Baji? Here. Councilman Walker? Here. Mayor Wheaton?
Here.
Vice Mayor Eldridge? Here. Councilman Gilbert? Here. 5 present.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to ask those that wish to do so to stand for the invocation given tonight by Chad Redmond of Engrafted Word Church, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
If you would bow your heads with me. Father, we thank you for this council meeting tonight. We thank you for the men and women on this council that are able to serve with the capacities you've given them. Father, give them wisdom, give them direction and strength. Help them to accomplish the things that need to be accomplished. Help us all, Father, to make the right decisions and do what needs to be done. Lord, we love you. We thank you for helping us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item 3, consider approval of agenda as presented. Are there any changes?
Yes, ma'am, there are a couple of changes. From Monday's work session, we need to remove item 6C, which is the purchase of a 2024 Chevy Silverado for the Public Works Department, and add item 7K, which is the purchase of a 2024 Chevy Silverado. What's the difference here is the specs on the vehicle have changed, and the vehicle that we discussed Monday is no longer available. And then we also want to add item 7L, which is a resolution regarding the Christmas parade.
Thank you. Do I have a motion for the agenda amended as presented? Motion made by Councilman Baji, seconded by Vice Mayor Eldridge. Any discussion from the council? Go ahead and vote.
All votes correct. 5 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. 4A, recognition of the wastewater treatment plant for receiving the Operational Excellence Award. Mr. Turner.
Mayor, members of the council, in September of this year, the Kentucky-Tennessee Water Professionals Conference was held in Louisville, Kentucky. It's a joint meeting of the Kentucky-Tennessee section of American Water Works and Kentucky-Tennessee section of the Water Environment Federation. The Kentucky-Tennessee section of Water Environment Federation goes by the name of Clean Water Professionals of Kentucky and Tennessee. At this year's conference, the Clean Water Professionals of Kentucky and Tennessee awarded an Operational Excellence Award to the City of Cookeville's wastewater treatment plant. This is a picture of the award, which I have the plaque right here. And this next slide shows the people of the wastewater treatment plant. I want to read the wording on the plaque here. It says, Operational Excellence Award is hereby given to the City of Cookeville for continued outstanding operation of the Cookeville wastewater treatment plant. This award is conferred to recognize the dedication, resolve, and outstanding effort of the employees of this facility by having no more than one violation of its NPDES permit during the annual reporting period. We did not have any violations during that period. There, of the 250 permit holders of the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System permit, only 11 received the award for the calendar year 2023. And this is our 12th year in a row to receive this award. And I want to recognize the employees of the wastewater treatment plant for all the work and dedication that they've done. And it's John Buford's the plant superintendent. Please stand, John. Is anybody else here from this wastewater plant tonight? Yeah. Peyton, their assistant superintendent. But anyway, I wish you would join me in thanking them for all the work that contributed.
Thank you for that. And then you've got another award to talk about here for the recognition of the Cookeville Department of Water Quality Control for receiving the 2024 award for excellence of water distribution system. Mr. Turner.
Yes, at the same conference, the Kentucky-Tennessee section of AWWA awarded the city the Award of Excellence for Water Distribution Systems. And I'll point out that both of these awards, the one I just talked about as well as this one, are the most prestigious awards for a system that they give at this conference. We're in the medium-sized category. And with the planned expansion, we'll go to a large system, but each year they give one system medium-sized award for Tennessee, and they give one for Kentucky, and we're the winner for the Tennessee. The awards committee spent most of the day going through our system, and they look at everything from parts and equipment storage, water tanks, meter pits, or planning or GIS mapping, engineering, construction, inspection, flushing, safety, record keeping, emergency preparedness, security, sampling, cross connection, maintenance, professionalism, customer service, and complaint investigation. So everyone in the department truly contributed to this award. Sort of the backbone of that, though, is the water distribution superintendent and the servicers and backhoe operators that's under him. Gary is here. He's the water distribution superintendent, and there's several more employees of the department. I wish all of you would stand. But they work all hours of the day, hot and cold. And again, I just want to recognize them for that dedication. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. Congratulations to everyone. Those are some really big honors right there. Moving on to 4C, we've got some more recognition tonight. Recognition of the City of Pickleball Police, Fire and Energy Department personnel who assisted with Hurricane Helene support and recovery efforts in East Tennessee. Do you have the list, James?
Get on the screen.
Okay. We wanted to take a moment. I can speak, right? Yeah.
Can you speak?
Yeah, I mean, is it okay? I didn't know if you wanted to present anything. I didn't want to.
I'll defer to you, Mayor.
No, okay. We wanted to take a moment to recognize, we had some great city employees who went above and beyond and went over and helped our neighbors in the East Tennessee area when the hurricane hit. Many were gone for a long period of time. Went without asking any questions, any hesitation. And so we did want to recognize some of our staff tonight. So first, I'll recognize the police department. These were our drone operators, if I'm correct. We've got Lieutenant Mike Herrick, Officer David Baker, and Officer Wesley King. Would y'all stand, please? Thank y'all. We also had members of our fire department, Lieutenant Steve Brown, Lieutenant Troy Lee, Battalion Chief James Klaus, Battalion Chief Daniel Snyder, Driver Engineer Travis Lee, Driver Engineer Patrick South, Firefighter Austin Garcia, and Firefighter Sam Johnson. Would y'all please stand here if you're here? Already standing in the back. Yeah. Then we had members of our energy department, Josh McCowan, Justin Robinson, Chris Stover, Kevin Burrows, David Melton, Cody Mayberry, William Penland, and Thomas Enzer. Would y'all please stand? Open up the floor for any comments from the council.
I'll start. I appreciate everything everyone's done. Y'all made the city of Cookeville proud. I'm proud of y'all for going, helping out, represented well. And we just appreciate y'all.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to leave your families at home and go out beyond the service area that we have here and go out there and really help some people in need. And you carry the spirit of Cookeville with that. And just thinking back on our times not too long ago when we had people come help us, and you've returned that favor so well. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, there's a lot we have to deal with as a city council, but when you guys go do things like that, it's a joy to realize what kind of leadership, what kind of strength you guys have and what you do. And I really appreciate it, each and every one of you. So thank you for sacrificing your time from your families to go take care of others that maybe don't have families and lost loved ones. So we really appreciate that.
There's not a meeting that goes by that we don't, as a group, talk about how great we have it here. But the reason we have it so good is because of you, whether it be, we already know how important water and sewer is, but when you recognize by an outside party how exceptional it is, or whether it be what you all did to go help somebody in need, we exceptional doesn't even describe how much, how great that is and how much we appreciate you. So thank you.
Can we get everybody up here, maybe do a picture? Would that be okay? Yeah. Would y'all all mind coming up here real fast and we can stand up behind them and get a picture real fast? And then y'all can leave the meeting if you want. You don't have to stay and hang out.
Oh, you gotta stay.
You may not wanted a picture. Sorry, I'm making y'all do it now.
Now you're on the radar, man.
Y'all can fill in up here too if you need to.
Yeah, come on up here. Take
Come on back here.
Come on back up.
How about here? I'll give you the gavel. You can run the meeting. No, okay, sorry. Come on. It's too short. Here, Come on, yeah. Lindsay, you do it? Yep. Is everybody good?
Thank you.
All right, thank you all again, guys. Appreciate it. Come on. We will continue on with the agenda portion of our meeting. 5A, old business, consider approval of minutes of council meeting held on October 3rd, 2024. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Walker, seconded by Vice Mayor Eldridge. Go ahead and vote on that.
All votes correct. 5 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. Consent agenda. 6A, consider awarding bid for 2 75 kVA pad transformers. And 6B, consider approval to purchase one 2023 Chevrolet Silverado double cab four-wheel drive truck with utility bed utilizing statewide bid contract number 209, contract ID 80358. Is there a motion on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Eldridge. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Walker. Any discussion from the public on that? Discussion from council? Okay, we'll vote.
All votes correct. 5 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. 7A, hold a public hearing and consider on first reading ordinance 024-1023, rezoning property located at 220 West 2nd Street and property located on Montgomery Avenue, tax map 53B, group M, parcels 10.00 and 12.01 from MS Medical Service to CO Local Commercial. Mr. Ward.
Thank you, Mayor and Council members. This is a general location of the properties under consideration. Here's a site map of those two parcels. Here is an aerial view of the properties. One does have a single family residence. The other parcel is vacant. And here's our existing zoning. The total rezoning area consists of approximately 0.41 acres, including street right-of-ways. These properties are currently zoned MS Medical Services and are bordered by MS to the west and north and by CL Local Commercial to the east and south. The reason provided for the rezoning request is to develop the properties for housing options, including duplexes, townhomes, or similar options. The MS district is intended primarily to provide a centralized, compact location for hospitals, clinics, medical and dental offices, and laboratories, and to protect medically related facilities in the area from adverse influences and promote the establishment of complementary facilities. The CL district is intended for small and moderate-sized offices, personal and business services, and general retail businesses serving the general population. Single-family attached dwellings, single-family detached cluster developments, and condominiums are permitted as a use on review by the Planning Commission in the CL zone. Multifamily residential development is a use permitted by right. Our future land use plan designates parcel 10 as best suited for public, semi-public, and institutional, and parcel 12.01 is best suited for public, semi-public, and local commercial uses. Parcel 10 currently contains a single-family dwelling and is non-conforming to the MS district. Parcel 12.01 is currently vacant. This area is a border area for the transition of public, semi-public, institutional, and local commercial land use designations. In these transition areas, we've historically interpreted as compliant with either plan designation. Residential development is consistent with the Nelson RAO development to the east that was approved in February of 2023. And rezoning to CL would allow for residential redevelopment of this property. Well, here is an aerial view looking to the south that shows the existing residence with the other vacant tract behind it. And that's looking back to the west from Montgomery Avenue. Well, this request was unanimously approved by the Planning Commission as recommended by the Planning Division. Recommend your approval. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Do I have a motion? Motion made by Councilman Bocci. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Gilbert. We will open up the public hearing portion for this agenda item. Is there anyone who'd like to speak on 7A? Okay, seeing none, we'll close the public hearing portion. Any comment from the council? All right, we'll vote.
All votes correct. 5 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. 7B, hold off public hearing and consider on first reading ordinance 024-1024, amending the budgets of the general fund, state street aid fund, and the drug fund of the city of Pickleball, Tennessee for fiscal year ended June 30th, 2025. Ms. Emmel.
Council members, this ordinance amends the general fund budget for fiscal year 25 with a decrease to fund balance of $78,200. The increase in budget revenue is $15,000 for anticipated additional opioid settlement funds. The increase in budgeted expenditures includes $15,000 offset to CRMC for the opioid funds, repairs and maintenance for leisure services for a new roof at the museum at $21,000 and $57,200 for design work on CPAC and Dogwood Park. Those last two projects were actually fiscal year 24 projects that have rolled into fiscal year 25. So for state street aid, we are appropriating an additional $609,000 for street paving. Again, this was carryover from fiscal year 24. That'll bring the total budget for fiscal year 25 for street paving to $2,409,000. And then for the drug fund, we're increasing the appropriation for equipment purchases to by $45,000. The PD has determined the need to purchase additional equipment this fiscal year. That's all I have in the amendment. I'd be happy to answer any question, but recommend your approval.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Eldridge, seconded by Councilman Bocci. We'll open the public hearing portion for this agenda item. Anyone who'd like to speak? Okay, seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Any comments from the council? Okay, go ahead and vote.
All votes correct. 5 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. 7C, consider authorizing Holland and Knight LLP as a bond counsel for the proposed not to exceed 20 million general obligation bond series 2024-2025. Ms. Emmel.
Council members, this is the first of three items on the agenda this evening that will authorize the issuance of general obligation bonds. This first item will authorize Holland and Knight of Nashville as bond counsel on the bonds. While that's the name of a new firm, Alex Buchanan, who now works for them, has been our bond counsel. He's an expert on municipal bonds and has worked for us for a number of years. As bond counsel, he will provide the bond opinion regarding the validity and security of the bonds, the source of payment, security of the bonds, excludability of interest from gross income, prepare and review all the documents necessary, coordinate the authorization and execution of such documents, review all legal issues relating to the structure of the bonds. And his fee for the full $20 million will be $32,000, and that'll be paid from the proceeds of the bond issue. And I would recommend your approval.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Bocci. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Vice Mayor Eldridge. Any discussion from the public? Discussion from council? Okay, I'll vote.
All votes correct. 5 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. 7D, consider authorizing Cumberland Security Companies as municipal advisors for the proposed not to exceed 20 million general obligation bond series 2024-2025. Ms. Emmel.
So this item authorized Cumberland Securities to serve as our municipal advisors on the proposed bonds. We have worked with them since 2015. They will prepare and publish the official notices relating to the bonds and advertise to sell the bonds. They'll coordinate, prepare, and deliver all documents. They will coordinate with Moody's, the bond rating process, coordinate and supervise the bid process, and help us evaluate the best, most favorable bid for the city. They'll also prepare the report on debt obligations for submission to the state controller's office. Their fees under an existing agreement we have with them will be $3 per bond, and there'll be other fees for preparing and issuing the documents. And again, all the bond costs will be paid from the proceeds of the bond issues, and I would recommend your approval.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Eldridge. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Gilbert. Any discussion from the public? Discussion from council? Okay, take a vote.
All votes correct. 5 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. 7E, consider resolution R24-1025, detailed resolution authorizing the issuance of not to exceed 20 million in general obligation bonds of Cookeville. Ms. Emmel.
So the detailed resolution provides the final authorization for the issuance of not to exceed $20 million in general obligation bonds. Our plan is to issue that in 2 series in 2024, not to exceed 10 million, and then the remainder in calendar year 2025. The estimated bond cost for both issues is probably around $170,000, which will be paid from the proceeds of the bond. The exact issue cost I will share with you after we issue the bonds when I present to you an after action report. The projects outlined in the detailed resolution are planning, design, engineering, and architectural expenses for the construction of improvements to East 10th Street and West Stevens Street, the construction and equipping of 2 new fire stations, which we're going to talk about this evening, improvements to Cookeville Performing Arts Center and Dogwood Park, and the construction and installation of recreational facilities in our parks to include a splash pad, playground, parking, restrooms, and a pavilion. So the actual detailed resolution itself provides all the details and provisions of the bond. It provides the authorization to issue $20 million. It goes over definitions and identifies the parties involved in the bond process. It authorizes the mayor to execute all the documents and sign those, and sets forth the form of the bonds, maturity dates, redemption dates, provides the disclosure requirements that I'll have to follow, and all the other legal requirements of the provision. Again, this is the final action required to allow us to issue the bonds. I'd be happy to answer any questions, but would recommend your approval.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Eldridge. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Bocce. Any discussion from the public? Discussion from council? Okay, I'll vote.
All votes correct. 5 yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. 7F, consider Medicare Advantage plan renewal for January 1, 2025 to December 31, 2025. Mr. Mills.
Mayor and Council, as you stated, Mayor, we're requesting your approval and authorization to renew our Medicare Advantage plan with Blue Cross for the calendar year 25. We have participated in this plan for the past 2 years. It's available for our Medicare eligible retirees that are hired prior to July 1st, 2017, and their eligible dependents. We currently have 157 participants on the city's plan. Under the renewal, the monthly premium will increase by $5 from $272 to $275, but along with that premium increase, the copays for routine care will be reduced from $10 to $0. Also, the out-of-pocket maximum for prescription drugs remains at $1,000. It's my understanding that our retirees are very satisfied with this plan, and I recommend for your approval to renew.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Eldridge, second by Councilman Bocce. Any discussion from the public? Discussion from council? Okay, take a vote.
All votes correct. 5 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. 7G, consider awarding bid for construction of the Cane Creek Park Pickleball Project. Mr. Woods.
Yay. Thank you, Mayor, members of council. I'm pleased today to present to you the bid tab and recommend a bid award for our pickleball project, which is, as you know, constructing 8 dedicated pickleball courts at King Creek Park. They are lighted courts. And we've been planning on this and working on this for quite some time, and we're now ready to award a bid. So we're very excited about that. We received 3 bids earlier this month, and we are recommending the low qualified bidder, which is Steelhead Building Group, at $806,581. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have, but I recommend your approval.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Motion made by Councilman Walker, seconded by Vice Mayor Eldridge. Any discussion from the public? Discussion from council?
Can we christen this with another tournament with the county?
I mean, we'll just add to our trophies in there. Yeah, the championship trophies. I think, yes.
Put your trophy on the line? Of course we can.
But yeah, I think that's what we need to do. We'll christen it. All
I
right.
agree with you on that.
When do you expect it to be finished?
Well, it's a 90-day window on the contract with the company, with the construction company. Of course, it is, as we mentioned the other day, it is a lot of concrete and asphalt, so weather dependent. We hope to be able to do that. We hope to be able to meet that if we can get started on it right away. The contractor, I spoke again this afternoon with the principal of Steelhead, and he told me that they're finishing up the project, the pickleball project that they're working on in Murfreesboro now, and he's ready to move that crew over as soon as we can get all the contracts signed and everything ready to go. They're ready to begin work.
Oh, so 90-day contract time after notice to proceed.
After notice to proceed. Okay. That's right.
Any other comments?
Be quick.
Thank you. We got a motion and a second, so we've had our discussion. We'll go ahead and take a vote then.
All votes correct. 5 yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank
7H, consider approval of implementing an agreement for use of solid waste containers for non-residential and commercial solid waste on all commercial sanitation accounts. Ms. Elrod.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is for all of our commercial accounts. The city of Cookeville currently has a zoning ordinance for the solid waste use of our, for commercial and residential. This agreement is to help commercial account owners that use solid waste, which could be rental of dumpster containers, roll-offs, et cetera. This will have them sign up front, and we'll send this out to all of our commercial accounts to sign as well for existing and then for all new clients. This is to solidify the municipal code that governs this and let them know up front that they are responsible for their containers. They're responsible for maintaining them on their property. They do rent those from us and we service those. And they are responsible for keeping them from harm, from vandalism. And if they do get harmed or vandalized on their account, they would have to replace those. So if you have any questions about this agreement, you can ask, but I would request your approval.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Bocce, seconded by Councilman Walker. Any discussion from the public? Discussion from council? Okay. Go ahead and take a vote.
All votes correct. 5 yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. 7I, consider resolution R24-1026, granting authority to the American Association of State Highway and Transportation Officials to designate a bicycle route through Cookeville, Tennessee. Mr. Mills.
Mayor and council members, as we discussed at our work session on Monday, the American Association of State Highway and Transportation Officials has requested that the city of Cookeville grant them the authority to designate certain portions of streets in the city as part of the United States Bicycle Route 80, which is USBR 80. The USBR system is designed to create a publicly accessible bicycle travel route across the country, or routes, plural, with the goal of building broad support for bicycling and bicycle travel in communities nationwide. Similar to the United States numbered highways, the United States bicycle route system is intended to eventually traverse the entire country. Approximately 19,000 miles of routes have already been approved across the country. And USBR 80 is planned to connect Arkansas, Oklahoma, North Carolina, and Tennessee. So it would stretch from the Atlantic Ocean to Oklahoma City. Bicycle tourism is a growing industry and benefits local economies across the United States. In reviewing the information that's been submitted to us from the Tennessee Department of Transportation, I'm not aware of any financial requirements on the part of the city by authorizing the designation of the route, other than possibly installing signage. In my opinion, I believe we're fortunate to have been selected as a potential route location, and I would recommend for your approval of the resolution authorizing designation of a route for USBR 80 through the city of Cookeville.
Thank you. Is there a motion? Motion made by Councilman Bocci, seconded by Councilman Walker. Any discussion from the public? Discussion from council? All right, go ahead and take a vote then. Oh, did you have something?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Sorry.
All votes correct. 5 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. 7J, consider approval of the bid for the construction of fire stations 2 and 3 as submitted by W&O Construction and authorizing the city manager to issue a notice to proceed with construction and to execute the change order to the contract affecting the same. Sorry, 7J. Mr. Mills.
Mayor and council members, tonight, we're requesting the council's approval to begin the construction of what I believe is a transformative capital improvement project for the city of Cookeville. It's not often that city councils have an opportunity to approve these type of projects that change the face of the city. This is a very important project for us, and give you a little history here. Approximately 2 years ago, we made the decision to replace Fire Station 2 located on North Washington Avenue and Fire Station 3 located on Gould Drive. Both stations are 50 years old and have reached the end of their useful life. I think we got some photos of the stations here. We also decided to pursue building both stations simultaneously with the goal of reducing the overall cost. It was determined that it would not be feasible to tear down and rebuild at the existing station locations, and that it would be necessary to find new locations in close proximity to the existing stations to maintain or improve their coverage areas. So we have maps that show, you can see that I think we've done a pretty good job of finding properties in close proximity, and Chief Young's to be accredited for most of that. For several months, we looked for properties, and that's what we've been doing for the last 2 years. And I know Ben feels like a real estate agent as many times as properties we've had to talk about over the couple of years. But in January, the council approved the purchase of property off Gould Drive for $730,000 for Station 3. And in July of this year, the council approved the purchase of properties on North Washington Avenue for $650,000 for Station 2. In March of this year, AEI was retained to design the new fire stations for a fee of $325,000. And in June, W&O was selected as the contractor for pre-construction services for the construction of the stations for a fee of 3% or $719,000 and $408. Rick, I got the same situation. You had $719,418. All right. So W&O has now completed their pre-construction activities and submitted a total construction bid of $12,360,830.46 for both stations. This includes an owner contingency of $300,000 and a $180,000 allowance to add fire sprinkler systems in both stations. We included in the FY 24-25 budget $250,000 or $125,000 per station for FF&E, furniture and fixings that go within each station. With the proposed construction budget of $12.3 million, the all-in cost for the two stations is projected to be approximately $14 million. And I want to thank Peter and Lauren Metz, and thank Peter's here with AEI for helping us design the stations that we hope will last for many decades. We're shooting for 50, just like or longer, like our stations they're going to replace. And Mike Driver with W&O Construction for developing the construction bid proposal that's before you tonight. And I want to especially recognize Chief Benton Young and thank him for his efforts in getting us to this point. He's put in numerous hours with architects and coming up with a design for the stations that's both functional and attractive. And I think we've got some designs there. Benton is going to be very, very busy over the next 18 months, assuming this is approved by the council tonight, and overseeing the completion of these new stations. But I'm very proud to present this. I know Benton is, and I'll turn it over to him. But I respectfully request your approval of the bid for the construction of fire stations 2 and 3 as submitted by W&O Construction, and for your authorization to issue a notice to proceed with construction and to execute the change order to the contract affecting the same. So Benton, do you have any comments on this?
Well, you pretty much covered everything I had, which is good. That's fine. Just going back over some history, these stations currently 50 years old. We've had numerous issues with maintenance issues from roof to plumbing to HVAC issues. They have a single restroom for the station at each station. So, just goes with stuff that's 50-year-old buildings. It's nothing you wouldn't expect. But it limits us. The bays are nowhere near the size we need today. We have apparatus that won't fit in those bays currently, and it really restricts what we can do in the future. We don't have any room to expand those buildings anyway. So, some of the considerations we was going to look at when we was doing this was we wanted to minimize the construction phase of it where it would not hamper the crews from responding. So by doing the stations this way, it doesn't impede their response anytime. Once the stations are completed, they'll be able to move in those stations and just carry on day to day. A couple of benefits of these new stations, though. I mean, we've also added a lot of training props into these stations, not just design wise, but functionality wise. The training tower has removable windows. It's got anchor points in it so they can rappel, they can do ladder training, they can do multiple types of training off the tower. And the mezzanine, which is inside the bays, also has similar type training opportunities. So if the weather's bad, if it's wintertime, they could, it can still train inside. So we've tried to incorporate as many as far as the training facilities elements in to those designs as well. And again, I thank Peter and Lauren for working with us on. We went back multiple times and got it to where we needed it to be. So I really appreciate their patience with it. The classroom space in these facilities. We currently are doing all our in-house required training in-house. So we do the EMT basic class, the advanced EMT class, pumper driver operator, PDO class, 64-hour firefighter basic class. And this year we started doing our firefighter 1, firefighter 2, 400-hour fire academy in-house. So these classrooms are desperately needed. We've been using PD's facilities, and I want to thank them for letting us use those facilities. But that will really help us out as far as the classroom training parts of these classes that we have to have, along with our mandatory classes we have every day. Also, the stations, and I think we've discussed this before, we currently run the medical response trucks. We have one here at Station 1, which we just renovated last year. And we have one at Station 4, and we split the city's coverage between those two stations. We don't have room to put any at Station 2 or 3. So these new stations allow one of the medical response trucks, we call them squads. It's the pickup you see around town. It'll allow those to go on those stations. And by doing that, we'll decrease the coverage area and also increase your response time. Or decrease your response time, I'm sorry. So going to the medical calls, I mean, it's going to be, instead of 3 or 4 minutes for here, it might be just a 1 or 2. So that's going to significantly improve the medical response calls part of this. I'm happy to answer any questions. Mr. Metz is here if you have any questions for him. But other than that, I'd ask for your approval.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman Walker. Is there a second by Councilman Gilbert? Any discussion from the public? Discussion from council?
I'm excited to be a part of this. This is huge for our city. It's well-deserved by our fire department. We want our fire department to have the best facilities and be the best fire department.
And we appreciate y'all. You've been really good to us. We appreciate it.
So we are very excited to support this, and and move forward on this project. And I'm honored to be a part of it myself. So thank you for all y'all's hard work and everything that you guys do and everything you put into achieve. That means a lot.
Yeah, I feel like we've been talking about this for long enough now. It's time to finally get
Been a
going.
day or two.
It just, yeah, I feel like we talked about it in our first term. So I also am very excited to see this happen. This fire department, y'all do so much for the city and y'all deserve some new toys and some new stuff. So we're happy, happy to be able to get that for y'all. They're going to be beautiful. You know, they're going to really, I think, improve the way the community looks. And just happy to finally be doing it. And thank y'all for everyone's work because it's been a time.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
happy to be able to do it. Well,
Yeah, I just want to compliment everyone from Pete to yourself, obviously, Chief Young, city manager. Everybody's put a lot of effort into making this process go smoothly. I think it's been a good process. I think we're fortunate. We have a proven contractor that we've entered in a similar engagement with before. They've with proven performance. My understanding is that local contracting participation is up around 75%, which is tremendous. And just repeat what I said, obviously from earlier tonight, how lucky and fortunate we are in this area to have resources like that, and appreciate y'all's efforts.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've been in both of those. And this is great. I've seen what you've been through. I've done the walkthroughs, and so I'm glad you guys are getting it. I know you guys are excited about getting it, so well deserved.
Thank you.
And I appreciate your hard work. I know on the back end of things, I mean, we're back and forth on properties and things, all that. It's just, you know, it's good to see we're at this point, you know.
I think it all worked out the way it's supposed to.
When's notice to proceed?
As soon as Mr. Mills signs the paperwork, y'all agree to it.
Break ground.
all right, well, I say we take a vote then. All right, all vote. Go ahead and take that vote then.
Votes correct.
Pause for signing.
Yes.
Yeah, where's the paperwork? Sign it right now. Thank you.
On your life.
7K, consider approval to purchase 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD regular cab four-wheel drive truck with 8-foot bed utilizing the statewide bid contract number 209, contract ID 80358. Ms. Elrod.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is for a dedicated on-call pickup truck for our Public Works Department. This will be a regular cab truck with an 8-foot bed that we will assemble with all on-call tools and equipment that anyone on call would need in the middle of the night or at any time to respond to emergencies or on calls. And I would appreciate your approval.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I moved.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Eldridge. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Bachi. Any discussion from the public on this? Discussion from council? Okay, go ahead and vote.
All votes correct. 5 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. And our added agenda item 7L. Do you want to present, James? Or you want me to present?
We gotta make a
Can,
Oh, do I have to make, no, we already amended the agenda for this item. So
yes.
Yeah. I can present.
Where we amended the agenda, add resolution,
Yes, sir.
excuse me, 241027, which reads, resolution of the council of the city of Cookeville, Tennessee, committing the city for 2024 to continue the tradition of the Christmas parade for the greater benefit of the community. Mayor, I'll ask you to read the
Resolution.
the resolution itself there.
Okay, now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of Cookeville, Tennessee, that the City of Cookeville commit for the year 2024 to continue the tradition of the Christmas parade for the greater benefit of the community, and that I, myself, the mayor, and the city council members will nominate committee members to assist in organizing the parade, adopted and effective this day, 24th day of October, 2024. And so I need a motion to accept this resolution. And a second? Got a motion by Councilman Bachi. Is there a second? Second from Councilman Walker. I guess we can open. Yeah. Is there any discussion from the public on this resolution? Okay, seeing none from the council. I will say we wanted to make sure there was a Christmas parade. We know that there has be honest, been some controversy of how it was going to move forward. And at the end of the day, I think this council, we wanted a Christmas parade. We want something for the community. And so we have come together and we're going to try this for this year. We're just committing for 2024. We don't know what's going to happen in 2025, but we are hopeful that we can come together as a community and to have a family-friendly Christmas parade for our community and for our kids.
Merry Christmas, Cookham.
Anybody else? So there will still be some discussion. This is a lot of working parts here, but we're gonna see what we can do. And hopefully save Christmas.
Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor.
You might not be thanking me later. So we've got we will decide on a theme. We gotta figure out the theme, yeah. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and vote.
Vote quickly.
Yes, to accept the resolution. Go ahead and take a vote.
Dang, Eric.
Make him wait for his picture there.
Not agreeing.
Make them wait for it.
Jack. Oh.
All votes correct? 5 yes, motion carries.
Thank you. That concludes the agenda portion of the meeting. Is there anyone who'd like to speak to the city council on non-agenda items? Seeing none, any comments from the council? Okay, meeting is adjourned.